From the studios of Foxboro Cable Access, located in the center of Foxborough, Massachusetts, you are watching Around Foxborough.
Hi, I'm Stephen Uden, and welcome again to Around Foxborough. I'm substituting for other great hosts that we have, and we would like to thank you again for tuning in with us. I have a very interesting guest today. I'm blessed to be able to talk to a woman named Asia Harris, and she has a very interesting project, very kind to the community and thoughtful, called On Her Throne. You might have read about her in some local papers, but we're really glad to have her here for about 20 minutes or so and talk about her story and her organization, and who knows what else, right? Exactly. So hi again. Hello. It's nice to see you. Nice to see you. I hope you enjoy your Foxboro cable water. It's free.
It's delicious.
Okay. I have a little poor hearing, so if you could just speak a little louder for me,
absolutely,
I'd be grateful. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
Are you in Foxborough, your business?
Yes.
Or
yes.
What do we call it, an organization or a charity? How would you like to characterize it?
It's an organization, but I'd like to consider it to be more than an organization, a community, a supportive community, and nurturing village.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And is it all done at your location? Your location is on Chestnut?
No, we're actually located on 18 School Street.
School Street,
yes,
sure.
Foxborough
Okay.
Center.
All right. So is there a landmark you're nearby, or?
We're located right next door to the Bank of America.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay. So is it a walk-in type of place, or is it a by appointment type of place?
Right now it is by appointment, but soon to be walk-in.
Okay, great. So after we film this in post-production, we'll be putting information about your your location, your website, any other things like that.
Okay.
How long have you been doing this lovely project?
So we were formed 2 years ago in 2020.
Really?
Yes, but this was a brainchild created in 2020 after the pandemic or during the pandemic.
Was it your idea or a group of friends, or how did it come to be?
So this was actually my idea, but it grew just by the suggestions of friends and family, and just based on our collective experiences.
Oh, that's terrific. So, what led you to start this a couple of years ago? Like, what was the genesis in your heart to do this?
Okay, so like many, I went through a very difficult time during the pandemic. And I wanted to create an organization or a network of support, of helpful individuals, basically the support that I needed, that I didn't feel that I was getting from those around me.
Okay.
So
You found a need.
Exactly.
Or needs.
There was a need. There was a need.
Are you alone, or do you have a staff or some volunteers that come in and out and work with you? How does the flow work in the office as you provide these services?
So I'm supported by a great group of individuals.
Oh, yeah?
We do have a staff. We have our board members. We have a great admin staff. We have our vice president. We have a group of individuals that assist us, from mentors, educators, therapists.
Wow.
Yeah, we're a great organization.
I know off camera, I met one of your board members, Constantina.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
so what role does she play in the organization? Are you tight?
Yes.
You work close together?
She's an amazing woman.
Yeah?
Yes. So
very nice.
And she's a great friend as well.
Oh, good.
So she leads our women's ministry.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Through Grace Studios. So she facilitates the support groups that we have.
Is it denominational, or does she help point people to other faiths or ideologies or whatever? Like
so all are welcome. So non-denominational.
All are welcome.
Yes.
That's very important to know.
Yes.
Yep. That's terrific. And has Constantina been with you since the very beginning?
She hasn't. She recently joined, but she is a great asset to the organization.
How did you find such a nice person to help with such a skill set?
We're actually neighbors. Our children go to the same school.
Oh.
Yes, and we live in the same neighborhood.
Oh, you do?
We do.
You live in Foxborough?
I do.
So what schools do they go to? We have so many good schools, private, public.
Yes, so my son attends the Ahern Middle School.
Okay.
And my daughter recently transferred to Mansfield High School.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have some volunteers working in the back that are from the Ahern School too. We have
Yes.
people. This Foxboro Cable helps all sorts of people learn and get training, and it's nice to have them back. They're controlling a lot more than you and I are right now as we conduct the show, right? On her throne, I'm sorry for the dumb look on my face, but how does that come up? What is it for women only, or
No.
families, or
It's for families.
how'd you come up with the name?
For parents.
Okay.
So the name actually came about just because, when you are kind of, dealing with your struggles, you're not feeling your best.
Yeah.
But when you're, all things are in alignment with wellness and your mental health, you feel like, royalty. You're on your throne.
Right.
You're feeling at your best.
Oh, that's terrific. Did you come up with that, or was it
I did.
it was collaborative? It was.
Nope, I came up with it.
Nice.
Yes.
So everything starts on a cocktail napkin and then turns and blossoms and grows and is
Exactly.
nurtured.
Exactly.
So is it a Foxborough only organization, or you said you welcomed everybody, which is
Yes.
beautiful, but you can only have so many resources, do so much. So how does that work?
So it's not just limited to Foxborough. So, neighboring towns.
Good.
We do have some resources and some support in Boston, the Boston area as well.
Okay. In the Boston area?
Yes.
So are they satellite offices, or are they, if you will, soldiers ready to help you,
Yes.
your soldiers
I would-
on her throne, right?
I would explain it that way, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's terrific. And what type of services do they provide remotely, if you will?
So we take a comprehensive approach to mental health. So we have a group of therapists. We have an amazing staff of group facilitators, where there's financial advisors. We have
Really?
some folks in ministry who are also able to, lend their assistance through coaching. We have some educators, some teachers from the Mansfield High School. We have a coach.
A coach?
Yes, we have a sports coach.
Oh, a sports coach,
Yes.
okay.
We have a life coach.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I could use like 10 or 12 of those just from me, a life coach.
Yeah, can't we all?
But we'll get there. What are the top, say, 3 or 4 things you want to make sure on this conversation you want to get out there that's reaching out to the community saying, we can help you or start to help you?
Okay.
You want to rattle some off?
Primarily those looking for a support network, where parenting it's difficult, and you can't pour from an empty vessel. So
Yeah.
you need a supportive network behind you.
I like that.
Who can help lift you up, who can provide resources and support that you or your family may need. We've all gone through our own set of challenges and difficulties that come along with parenting.
Yeah.
So if you need an environment that's supportive, that's nurturing, a village to stand behind you, because a lot of people don't have that. Whether you need mental health, you need therapy, we have social environments. If you just need community, you just need to get out the house and want to mingle with some adults. We have game nights. We have our dinner table discussions where we come out, we have a group of women come out and we eat dinner together and we just talk. We
Really?
share our joys, our struggles, and our triumphs of parenthood.
No, it's a safe harbor.
Yes.
It's an oasis. It's
Absolutely.
A calming place to be.
Absolutely.
Or a place to help somebody focus themselves. Your office, you're not doctors, you're not psychiatrists, you're not pastors.
No.
You help people find these resources,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
What is the biggest challenge you have in helping people find resources, particularly if there's a paucity of those about? If you can only have so many fire trucks in a firehouse, right? How does that work? If what do you need? What do people need the most when they come to you? Are they
Support.
sad or they?
They're usually, more often than not, they're stressed. They're stressed. They're, whether it's anxiety ridden, their plate is full, and they just don't know where to begin to kind of sort through, shift through the mess to get to where they need to be to achieve their goals.
So do you help with, say, do they have problems with family counseling, or sometimes families are complicated,
Yes.
and all the ages, heights, and weights
Absolutely.
have all sorts of different things with them. So
Absolutely.
do you help people get through that, or
We do.
seek counseling?
Yes. So we're affiliated with a mental health facility. So we provide referrals for therapists as well.
What health facility, if you'd like to, mental health facility, if you would
It's
talk about it?
Gentles counseling, Gentles family counseling.
Gentle Family Counseling?
Yes.
Maybe we can put that on the screen too,
Sure.
if that helps you help them. When you're helping people, it seems like your phone is always on. Are you available? What's your collectively, not just you?
Okay.
What's the availability of your services? Is it sort of a 9 to 5 structure, or is it?
It is
Is
9
there
to
weekends
5.
or
Yes.
that sort of thing? Or
Yes.
Is there a hotline and a staff that cycles through it? What type of things do you have?
We don't have a hotline. Generally, our hours are Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We do
Okay.
have some weekend hours, but my phone is always on, so I'm always available.
God bless you. That's a
I'm
lot to have
It
that
is.
on all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. And are you the sole point of contact, or once you've hooked up people with, the financial advisor, or a religious guide like Constantino or something like that, they then begin to work with those people?
Yes.
And do you meet all your clients yourself as well?
I try to, yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if they're able to make it to the location, or if we're able to meet via Zoom, or just a telephone call.
Money. What kind of sponsors do you have? Do you need more? Because if people see this, they might say, this is right up my alley to help with philanthropy or services or even goods. Who knows? Computers, whatever you need. Do you have sponsors right now that are helping you?
Unfortunately, I don't.
Okay, so that's something that this outreach from this show
Yes.
may help. And let's get some people calling you and saying, how can we help?
I'd appreciate it.
Because you're helping, you're not taking from anybody. This isn't something you're, if you will, having a profit margin that you have to worry about. You need to keep the lights on.
Yes.
And the services going.
Yes.
But that's way different from charging for your services,
Right.
something like that. What type of sponsors would you like? I mean, are there, well, you mentioned the center that helps you out.
Yes.
Can they ask for sponsorships for you, or do people know about you yet?
I think
You're in the
that-
paper. It was a great article in the paper.
Yes, it was.
It really was. A nice picture of you, too.
Thank you. Thank you. So right now, we're open to all sponsorship. We would like to expand and form, equitable partnerships with, like organizations, other organizations that are for parents, that are for families. Whether it's a provide financial services, mental health, physical, spiritual, we will accept anything.
Yeah, the human condition in our country.
Absolutely.
Do organizations so I'm associated with the Rotary, the Foxboro Rotary.
Yes.
Are organizations talking to you, or have you started talking to organizations to see where there may be a good fit? I'm thinking off the top of my head, but like the YMCA, church organizations, that sort of thing. Have you engaged with them?
We are in the process of reaching out to other organizations. We've reached out to a few thus far. No luck yet.
Oh, you planted the seed.
Yes,
Don't worry.
we're working on it.
Something always grows.
Yes.
What about just for locally, around Foxborough? Are you working with the schools or the guidance counselors or social workers that may work with the school's public or the charter school or, like you said, Mansfield or the Ahern or anything like that?
Not as of yet, but that's something that we are looking into
good.
once the school year begins.
Yeah, and once school year begins, things get rolling, and
Yes.
after a few weeks, the staff gets to be back in their
Exactly.
groove, right? As
Yes.
opposed to acclimation and doing that. So I hope you do that. We have, as you know, a fine school system here in town.
We do.
That's and I don't know what's in the water here in Foxborough, but a lot of people like to help, and I love that you're here for this, because we reach people that we just wouldn't know
Right.
of you, and
Right.
so the more PR you get, in fact, PR might be something somebody could do pro bono for you,
I'd love
like
that.
get you on, like, say, local TV or something like that as
Yes.
a nice, loving human interest story, that sort of thing. So are you self-funded?
Right
Or-
now, yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that's a big lift. Yeah.
But I'm invested. This is something that my heart is in, just, from my own experiences. I feel that there is a need. I'm not the only one that has gone through it, that is going through it. But I feel that it's important. It's something that I'm invested in. I believe that this is my purpose.
I love this.
So it's
This is
important to me.
beautiful. This is beautiful. Is it age specific? Like, do you only really? So, little teeny baby or a young adult living with their parents, or
Yes.
even boomerang kids that come back after, say, school or whatever adventures they go into after
Yes.
public school.
Yes.
Do some families, let's call them the kids, but the older ones, do they come in by themselves and say, my mom or my father is overwhelmed, or my grandmother who's taking care of us, or a caregiver, to use a more vanilla term? Do people come and ask you, how do I even help my mom help me?
Well, we haven't had any kids come in.
Or help
on their
us, help the
own.
family?
We haven't had that yet. We haven't experienced that yet, but we do have some services for children if they'd like to come in and, do a creative arts activity, but we don't, if a child feels that, their parent needs some support, we would try to reach out, but usually it's the parent seeking support.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, adult age and
Yes.
HIPAA and all those things,
Right.
the different parts of respect for
Right.
privacy.
Exactly. You don't wanna
and
cross
that sort
any
of things.
lines.
You just can't walk into the house or.
Right.
Right, but that's very nice. We only have a couple minutes left. Did you want to talk about how your family is affected by this? Like, do you said you have a child
have
over in
two.
Mansfield High, you have two, and then you have one at the Ahern,
Yes.
here at the middle school in Foxborough. Do they help out, or they must be proud as punch of their mother for doing this?
Yes.
I mean, this is an example for raising a child. I mean, look at what you're doing. You're reaching out and using your own resources and energy
Yeah.
and the phone bill and all that stuff
Yes.
coming in. Do they like what you're doing, or do they help
They
out?
do.
Or
My son, not so much, just because he's 9.
Yeah.
But my daughter, she's been very supportive.
Oh, good.
She helped me kind of set the place up,
and she's
decorate.
at the high school
Yes.
in Mansfield,
Yep.
right?
This is her sophomore year.
Well, I was 9 once, about 10,000 years ago, so I know what it's like to be a 9-year-old boy. We have a lot of things going on we're thinking about.
Exactly. Exactly.
Is there anything else you want to make sure you get out there that we haven't? We only have about a minute or two left, and I wish we had more time, and maybe you can come back and tell us how the blossoming with your organization is going, and I really wish and hope that it does.
Thank you.
Did I miss anything you wanted to get out there, or did you want to say hi to anybody that you know or love out on TV land?
Well, I'd say
Or thank,
that,
I think is a better word.
okay, yes, to thank. There are, I guess we don't have enough time to thank everyone.
Right,
But
right.
everyone.
And people understand that.
Yes.
People have to understand that in a compressed conversation like this.
So I guess I would like to thank everyone who is working with the organization, whether they've made a suggestion, they've pointed me in the right direction, the new relationships that I've formed, the resources, the staff, the members. I'm very thankful to everyone who has taken part in making On Her Throne what it is, what we are today.
And their time
Yes.
is very valuable, and they have,
Absolutely.
of course, things. Well, this is it. I'm sorry that we're at the end, but God bless you. This is a beautiful thing that you're doing,
I appreciate
in my
it. Thank you.
opinion. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that will remain quiet, but are blessed by all that you do. I'm Steve Uden. This is Around Foxborough. I just had Asia Harris from an organization that reaches out to families and individuals that need all sorts of resources. They're located right near the Bank of Boston here off the Common in Foxborough. And I just want to thank you all for tuning in. It's been heartwarming to talk to you.
Thank you.
And I admire your backbone and efforts that you do.
I appreciate it. Thank
I'm
you.
Steve Uden. I want to thank our engineering staff and student volunteers and our producer, Jerry Love, and Paul Beck in the engineering room. God bless, and thanks very much. Bye-bye.